Welcome to the 16th episode of NPSee, the series that aims to bring the unimportant NPCs from games to light. Let us dive right into the vast province of Cyrodiil in Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. Last time on NPSee, we ran into a Danua woman who gave a surprise entrance into the Three Sisters Inn, sowing discord between the sisters. But from where does she hail? Dralora Athram comes all the way from the Imperial City. She's a common lass going about her days, swathed in the healthy glow of her enchanted amulet. She's married to Ulen Athram, a similarly common dark elf man, ex-flint trader and shady sort. Speaking to her in the Imperial City,
Dralora Athram. I came here with Ulen 15 years ago. Best thing we ever did.
Morrowind is still living in the Second Era. I can't believe how they treat Khajiit and Argonians. Here we are Imperial citizens, nothing less.
Bless her, she cares about human rights. We stan. Ulen says,
Ulen Athram, of the Kraganmore Athrams, made my fortune in the flint trade, and now I'm here in the city, living the life of ease. I don't miss Morrowind. All that sour tribunal grumbling and old-fashioned ancestor worship. Good riddance.
They also do a touch of gambling in the arena. If you find them there, Dralora says,
You like my amulet? It's enchanted, makes me lucky. I swear it helps me win these matches.
And Ulen,
It's all about the yellow team. Go yellow team! Yeah! Woohoo! Wait, you didn't bet on the blue team, did you? 'Cause that would just be plain stupid.
well, someone likes the yellow team. Let's do what he says.
All right, my friend. You've got 100 gold down on the yellow team.
Welcome to the arena, good citizens of the death. The gates. My friends, we have a winner.
You just cost me 100 septims, you piece of I will take it back from your body!
Hi.
Do your worst.
Turns out he's a Mythic Dawn agent. That's almost as bad as gambling. I wonder just how many of these losers I've run across. There was Yugal Ballet, of course, and there was that Breton guy Astev Wirich, or whatever, whom Boris and I, wonderful man, ganked for a book. But who else? Let's get our boy Crow back to the point in time when he stole the Mysterium Xerxes
My feet.
and returned to a couple of locations. For heaven's sake. Marguerite deal? What's her deal? Okay, let's wait.
For Lord Dagon. Am I supposed to be impressed? For the Empire!
What is it, citizen? You have my Go take your break. Another
Stierbron?
day.
Stierbron?
I'm here to
Stierbron
lead.
2? How many of these people are there?
I'm hungry.
What?
For Lord Dagon!
You! Just last week, and in episode 3, I walked by this little Bosma man, Singer. He talked to my beliked Ottermeal. How could you? Looking back in the timeline, approaching him, he says,
Don't be shy. Join us. And do well by doing good.
Okay, fine. Time to join the Fighters Guild.
What the heart?
He says,
I'm Singor. I'm the captain of the Leowen Neighborhood Watch. Actually, captain, president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and sergeant-at-arms. We're a small, select organization of crime fighters. We're going after the crimes and criminals the Guard overlooks. There's crime everywhere. I'm always on the lookout. We're always on the lookout. No crime shall go undetected. That's our motto.
So he pretends to be vigilante fighting against crime. Disgusting.
Hello? Who's there?
Her?
Only the chosen will survive the cleansing. Look out!
Elsie God-Hater? Never would have guessed. I stumbled across her many times while searching for Tamika's wine in stock. Right back in episode 4, no less. Reversing again, she says,
I'm Elsie God-Hater. Yes, I hate the gods, all gods. They can all bite my garters. And if you don't like it, you can bite my garters too. Ask me what I think about chapels, praying, the 9 divines. Go ahead. Ask me.
What do you think?
The gods don't do a damn thing. Do they even exist? How could anyone tell? Daedra lords, sure. They exist. They do things. Bad things mostly, but things you can see. The gods, they don't do a damn thing. So why do we build big chapels and sit around and mumble and ask them to save us from this and that? It's stupid. And chapels and priests and folks groveling on their knees, they're stupid too.
She is quite a passionate lady. If you say you don't care.
Well, good. I really don't care either. I just get sick of all the God talk. Might as well pray to rocks and lampposts.
So my first 4 episodes, if not all of them so far, had me fighting with, running across, or even covering MD agents. They infiltrated my videos right from the start, but let's see how they infiltrate the world. Marguerite and Bjorn apparently only spawn in after the Dagon Shrine quest. You know.
My feet.
And seek out Crow to kill him. They really could have done a better job, to be honest. They have no schedules or special lines. Both wear a collared shirt, breeches, and rough leather shoes, and carry a bit of gold. Singo travels around Leyawen a bit, performing his self-proclaimed duties as a neighborhood watchman. He wakes up at 6 and patrols the town the whole day, taking lunch at the Three Sisters Inn and sleeping at midnight. He even has a house. It's a dingy little thing amongst the other smaller houses near the pond side of Leyawen, not all too far from Ottermills in fact. Inside it is bare bones with some dirty storage, etc, etc. But of interest, there's a book lying on his bed, his copy of the commentaries too. He is adorned in an iron cuirass, accompanied by a huntsman outfit, wields an iron warhammer, and also carries his house key and a bit of gold. Elsie God-Hater is easy. She just stays in the inn permanently, wandering around and sleeping upstairs occasionally. In her room, which is a bare-bones inn room, we find her copy of the Mythic Dawn commentaries too. On her person, she wears a brown shirt, a pair of buckled shoes, and laced leather pants with a little gold. I just spoke for a shockingly long amount of time about 4 people irrelevant to the episode. Dralora Athram starts her day at noon, spending a leisurely 2 hours wandering around their luxury home. At 2 p.m. she leaves the house, going into different places depending on the day. On Maundas and Fredas, she goes to the Arboretum Gardens for 3 hours. On Tierdas and Turdas, she strolls around the local district for 6 hours. On Midas, she heads to the Temple of the One to pray for 4 hours. And on Lordas and Sundas, the weekend, she goes to the arena to do a spot of gambling. After this, she stays home until she goes to bed at 6 a.m. On the 29th of any given month, she leaves the house and proceeds to Leyawen. There, in the Three Sisters Inn, is where we first stumbled upon her last episode. After 2 days passes, she takes the long road back home. Nature is beautiful. Ulen was given a detailed schedule despite being considerable as expendable. He rises at 6 a.m. just as his wife goes to bed. Curious that they avoid each other. Like that, he breakfasts for 2 hours. After this, he either, on Maundas, Midas, and Fredas, walks around his home for a few hours before walking around the local district, or on Tierdas and Turdas goes to the market district. At 1 p.m. on weekdays, he goes out to visit the neighbor, Saurus Aranum, around the corner, staying until 6 p.m. After this, on Maundas, Midas, and Fredas, he walks around the plaza for a couple of hours before returning home at 8, and finally crossing schedules with his wife. Mostly. On Tierdas and Turdas, he instead goes to the Tiber Septim Hotel for supper before returning home at 8. On the weekends, Lordas and Sundas, he goes to the Arboretum from 8 and lingers there for 12 hours. At 8 p.m., he goes to the arena, getting under an hour of exciting swordplay before heading home at 9 p.m., the arena closing time. When at home, he stays awake until 10 p.m., his bedtime. In addition to all of this, on the 6th of each month, he takes a trip to Coral. There, he stays in the Oak and Crozier. He lingers and speaks with people. Notably, he meets up with Yugal Ballet, the very same. It is all connected. On the 8th, he goes back home. All of that for a guy most players will only notice when they are attacked by him. Both impressive and excessive. The Athrams live in a grand house in the center of the Talos Plaza district of the Imperial City. As is customary, it is tall, grey construction, and one of the 4 large ones around the central dragon statue. The front door opens to an unnecessarily large first floor, with a dining table set with an exorbitant amount of food to the right and a lounge to the left. Either side are staircases leading to the floor above. Below them are doors to the basement below. A snaking thing with a lot of space for, storage. Going up the right-hand staircase takes us into a hall with 2 doors leading to side rooms, one appearing to be an unused study or perhaps unfitted guest room, and the other a closet of sorts. At the end is the main bedroom, a large room outfitted with a magnificent bed and questionable shelf placement. The room is well carpeted and vast enough to require 2 pillars to hold the roof up above it. Even more luxurious is the attic loft, denoted as Ulen's study. Inside we find a nook for his work, with a desk and living area. Of note, on said desk are copies of the commentaries 1 and 2, as is customary for the sleeper agents to have. The other staircase leads back down from the bedroom itself. Truly a lovely place to live, and a bit wasted on just 2 people, one of which dies. We have already fought and killed Ulen. He wears a rich red velvet outfit and gold-trimmed shoes, and carries a key and some gold. To be quite honest, from the past 15 episodes, we all know how commoners respond to fighting. I think Dralora's been through quite enough, so I'm going to let her live. Visually, we can see that she wears a brown shirt and light brown linens, and quilted shoes. Much more practical than the hubby. She also wears the lucky amulet, of course. As a consolation for the loss of her dear husband, I bestow a kiss. Let the NPCs Dralora and Ulen Athram, and accidentally Marguerite deals, Bjorn, Elsie God-Hater, and Singo be NPSeen. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again in the next episode. Gold
feet.